How you do it? Is it like this? Hey, okay. Hello, Facebook Live. Arnel, how you doing?
Hey! Oh my goodness. What's up to Facebook? What's up to YouTube? What's up to Twitch? And what is up to all the monsters tuned in
Hey,
live on air? Hi, guys.
we have a great and a big show today. It is the holiday season, and what a way to bring in the joy of the holiday season by bringing a man who has brought a lot of, let's just say, glory to our country. But the
Mhm.
great thing there is, the limitless of his vocal range and how far a person can dream and do dreams do really do come true. I mean, I'm lost for words, Karla, because to have him on the show, it's really an honor.
I know. I'm honestly so excited. I feel like we're going to learn so much. We're going to
Mhm.
get to hang out with one of the coolest people in music. And he seems like such a chill guy. To all the monsters listening on air, you can hear in the background, that's a little holiday touch for you guys. We're also going to be talking about that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only.
Arnel Pineda.
Hi,
Hello.
Marshall.
Hi.
Hi.
Good
Hello,
Hi,
morning.
guys. Hello. Hello, Monster Radio.
Hey, how you doing? We're
I'm
good. We're
good. I'm
good.
great. I'm great.
All right. So, are you in the Philippines? Are you here in Manila?
Yeah, since the start of the lockdown, I was.
Mm. But
Oh, wow.
Still is.
mm,
Yeah, we all
yeah.
go home, Arnell. I mean, I think we can all agree it's been a crazy year so far. Before we get into
Very,
all of
very crazy.
how have you been? Because you said it yourself, you've been here in the Philippines since the start of lockdown. So how has life been for you? I mean, how have the past
I
couple
don't.
of months been?
I don't know if a lot of people would agree that it. But for me, it's kind of like I'm actually thankful about it because I've been every year I'm away like six months. A year,
Mm.
half of the year every year. So this is like It's like I mean a gift to me because I am with my family for the first time, like really like all year long, and I'm with my family. Unlike when before the pandemic, I'll be away like 6 months to 7 months a
Mm.
year, and it's kind of hard, very hard for me because I have still two young kids,
And
with
and
my
and
wife,
in
so.
in 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 a way, it's such a blessing
So
because you're.
I'm sorry that I'm saying this because I know
Mm.
it's kind of unfair because a lot of our fellow men are really suffering right now, and
Mm.
it's just I feel so bad about them. And then when you go out on the street, and then because I am the one who tends to my family's needs, I go to the wet market, go to the
Mm.
grocery, go to the pharmacy. So I see these different kind of people who's really trying their best, to make ends meet,
Mm.
whether they're in their bicycle or their tricycle or their
Yeah.
motorcycle, or and so they're really just trying their best, to survive.
And
Yeah, but
you.
I know what's so interesting is, this
Yeah,
pandemic has brought out the worst and the best in people, and it's also given
yeah,
people sort of like a reset. I
Mm.
love that you are
yeah.
apologizing in a way, saying, I'm sorry if it sounds like for me, the
But
lockdown
I'm
was
with my
like,
family. Yeah.
everyone has their
I'm
own
not. I'm really.
story.
I'm each of the. I
Everyone,
cannot. This is something you can really brag about, but deep
Mm.
inside you're happy about because you're with the family. But then
Mm.
with the other people, with our other
Yeah.
kababayan, they don't feel the same. They're suffering. And maybe they're more than suffering because of the losses they have sustained. I mean, it's not really. I mean, when you get sick with or you get infected with a virus, you don't get to see them anymore. It's just their ashes that will greet you at the end of the
Mm.
day. So it's not good. So I should be apologetic then then be
But
then celebrate about my my little grace and blessings.
Arnel, you have been a person who have been
Yeah,
traveling for quite some time, nonstop on the
yeah,
road.
yeah.
Now, this
Since
is the journey
2007.
since 2007 from
Yeah,
different
yeah.
coliseums. How has the journey been? When they saw you with the video with Zoo, and everything. And how was
Well,
who made the phone call?
it's been amazing. No, no, I actually when Neil Sean of Journey found out about me, I actually challenged him to do a Yahoo. Remember back then it's like a Yahoo Messenger thing, and
Mhm.
then it's a cam to cam. But
Yeah.
he did not agree with that. He said he was just, he was just like he just want to talk to me, and he said he assured me that he's for real. He's the
Mhm.
so okay. So I gave him my number, and then he called eventually. So we had a good talk,
Mhm.
and he was laughing because I was really persistent about seeing him in the cam and make sure, because I told him I know the face of Neil Sean, and I have to make
Mhm.
sure that it was you I'm talking to. So, and he kept on laughing at me. So again, I said, and then dude, he said, dude, this is really me, and and then he told me, he professed how night after night he finished the 64 videos that my friend Noel Gomez posted on YouTube. So that's how was it for him. He looked like for a week he was listening to me, and make sure that all he's hearing is not edited, or just went
Mhm.
through a studio, and just like it was cured. No, because everything that Noel, my friend, posted of me performing with my band was all like impromptu. It was a gig, no way to edit it. It will be tricky. So that's what happened.
So when you met Neil, you're face to face with him. What was the first song that you performed with Journey? Whether it's inside the studio or just, let's hear you, Arnel. Let's see what you got.
No,
What
we
was
no
that
no
song?
I think they waited for a night, because I arrived around the afternoon, and they made me sleep, even though I can't sleep, because
Mhm.
it's my first time in the States, and the our time is opposite,
Mhm.
so I had to make a sleeper. And then finally I get to meet the next day the whole band, Dean Castronovo, Jonathan Kane, Ross Valerie, the manager, John Barrick, and then the crew, who eventually will be touring with the band and me. And
Mhm.
so it was, I was kind of really pressured, and kind of like terrified, because I'm not sure about my voice, because I only had like 2 hours sleep,
Mhm.
you know. So, but then it went on for 4 days like that, and me being, the pragmatic me, being very practical me, and
Mhm.
I don't know, a realistic me. I don't think I'll make it, because
Mhm.
of my vocal performance the past 4 days, and then finally they decided, especially Jonathan, decided to bring me the last day of my audition. They decided to bring me over to his studio in Novato, and he told me that I need to know how you sound in a recording. So they record me right there and there. It's like, I think it's 6 or 7 songs,
Mhm.
separate ways, lights, when you love a woman, of I don't know, if faithfully was included, and then one original song
Mhm.
that we eventually recorded, by October.
I mean,
That's
And then after
incredible.
recording those songs, the
mhm.
next day, Neil Sean himself personally greeted me, and then he yelled at me up from the the loft of the hotel,
Mhm.
where the breakfast, is situated. The food for breakfast is located. So he told me I made the gig. So I made it. So, and I don't know what to feel back then. It was like a mix of, oh no, I'm more dead. Should I be happy? The more pressure. More expectations. It's just like, but I guess after 13 years, I'm still here.
Mhm. Man,
So
it's been
Being here, Arnel. I mean, you are like
13
a
years.
name. Yeah, you are an established name in the music scene, coming from somebody who, with his band was just doing gigs and enjoying himself, to being part of one
uh,
of the big groups in music history. I mean, those are the stories that you never feel like are real, and yet it
Mm.
happened to you. I think that's so
I know
cool.
until now, every time, every moment that we go up on stage and about to perform for these thousands of fanatics for Journey, and to those who were curious about me, how I'm gonna sound with the band, and you know, uh, it still feels surreal
Mhm.
because I still feel I'm every day I'm grateful, I'm thankful, I feel so blessed because it's just different.
Mhm.
It's magical. I mean, seeing those like like I remember 2 years ago,
Mhm.
we toured with the Def Leppard. We did at least 12, 14 stadiums, which were all
Mhm.
sold out, and 50 huge arenas from like which is like 35,000 to 25,000 capacity. It's like
Mhm.
and we and selling 1.1 million tickets, for the whole tour is just amazing, and you I can't believe I have to pinch myself all the time that everything is happening every day, like for the last like 4 or 5 months, so it's unbelievable.
Is it a
And then
different
seeing
preparation if it's a big arena or pareho lang yung preparation mo kapag
it's
small
just
gig and a
it's the
big gig?
same. I treat everything the same. No matter how
Mm.
big or small the gig is, it's always the same for me. If it's a
Mm.
corporate gig, it's only for 2,500 people because it's a corporate gig, Like one company is like holding a party for, and then they would get us. It's the same. It's a same pressure for me. I see to it that I work hard every time
Mm.
because I respect so much the legacy that they have built since 1973, and I'm not the one who's going to slander or
Mm.
not care about it. So
Mm.
it's there's a lot of professionalism out there, that I have to apply. So
Mm.
it's
I mean, being part of
should be
Journey, for
like
those
that.
that are tuned in, I mean, those that are tuned in, we have Arnel Pineda. He's talking to us from his home. He's joining us. Now, you got the gig, you sang the song. How did
Yeah.
the fans react? Were there
Yeah.
fans that were happy?
Oh
Were there
no.
feedback?
Yeah.
Like, who's this guy?
There are people that were happy. There are hardcore fans who got converted. And first they were like they hated me, and then they're not sure that you know as they say it. I don't say it that way, but it's like it's their interpretation that
Mhm.
uh there no one could replace Steve Perry, which I
Mhm.
agree. No
Mhm.
one, never. You can't replace a voice like that. You can only follow the footsteps, and the man's footsteps, and just sing his song, the best you could, with and then just emulate the soul that he's put out
Mhm.
when he was still the singer. That's all I did. And then so some people really like hated me for good, and but then a lot of Phil Americans also supported me, and because of that, our first album, my first album with them, Revelation album, was certified platinum. So,
Wow.
and
Wow.
I'm very happy because it's not a few Filipinos with who's entered the international scene, has experienced a platinum album, so.
Uh-huh.
But Arnel, I just want to ask because like you said, right? Some people, some hardcore fans weren't exactly too happy or welcoming. Is he there?
Yeah, I think he's there. Hold on. For those that are watching us, we have Arnel Pineda. He's joining us from his home. We're gonna try to reconnect with him. But we are live over
Oh,
facebook.com/RX931. Here we go. He's back. Hi, Arnel.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, it's
Traffic,
okay.
Okay.
It's 2020.
digital traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
it.
Okay. My question for you, Arnel, is because you said earlier, right? Is he there? There we
Yeah,
go.
he's there, he's there.
There were some
Yeah.
hardcore Journey fans that weren't too welcoming
Mhm.
towards you in the start. How did
Yeah.
you deal with that? Like, how did you process? Because you're coming from, like you're a chill guy, you're a private guy,
I
you get thrust into this huge spotlight, and then all of a sudden, some of these
yeah.
fans are like, "Oh, trying hard doesn't sound
Mhm.
like him. No, I'm not going to accept this."
Yeah.
How did
Yes.
you? How did you, being
Well,
so
so
new to that, deal with it?
the guy who got thrown in the lion's den.
Yeah. How did you
Yeah. Anyway,
deal?
I tolerated them by ignoring them, in a graceful manner. I just worked even harder, you know. That's what I did because I gotta, I at the end of the day, it will be me, it will be my choice if I get affected or just deliver my job, in a professional
Mhm.
manner. So I chose better. So that's what I did. And I guess year after year it worked,
Mhm.
and then plus the fact that even I was like the first few years I was like quite messing it up because I mean it's new to me. It's not an easy gig. I haven't you got to sing like that every like five times a week.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's 6 times a week. With only one day off. Like that. It's I just have to focus with the positivity, and then
Mhm.
I really have to thank them, man, because they stood for me all these years.
Oh.
Yeah, they
Arnel.
for somehow I was like, what's wrong with these guys? I've been kind of messing it up, they would stick to me, and it's like it's amazing. It's like talk about miracle and divine intervention. It's like they've been touched, their hearts, like they're into me. So I did not waste my time, like sulking and I mean gloating and with what I hear and read and social media. So I just went on.
Arnel, so you got the job for Journey. Paano ka naman nagpaalam sa zoo? Did you tell your band, okay, guys, I
Ah,
got to
It
leave
was
you
it
guys?
was it was one of the toughest that I have to do, but then it's just I knew they would understand it, but I also knew that they would get hurt. But what can I do? This is once a once in a lifetime opportunity, and they understand it. And then I think it if you think about business or you like opportunity, they know my bandmates that they will eventually gain something out of it. So they've let me go, and then we had a meeting. It was kind of very informal. Not we don't want it to be to to feel and look heavy. So
Mhm.
as a release already for them. But for me, it is like it was quite heavy too because I have to leave them. And then we just released an album, as Zoo,
Mhm.
so and it was really tough. But
mhm.
eventually we all got over it, and they had
Mhm.
to move on, and I have to do my duty with the band.
It's like the life that
And
you're living is such a fairy tale. It's like the movie Rockstar by Mark
yeah,
Wahlberg, right? It's like ang galing with everything that's been
yeah.
going on. And who are the famous people you've met? Who are like the ones that you could remember the most na tipong na starstruck ka?
Well, when it not really starstruck, but I'm very blessed and very you say I'm very fortunate to have met them and to have toured with them. Those those huge bands huge bands internationally, like Heart,
Hmm.
Chip Trick, Def Leppard, Whitesnake, Are You Speedwagon, Kansas, and then I met Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin, and
Wow.
Brian May of Queen.
Whoa.
Almost met what's his name? Ronnie James Dio himself,
Mm.
but then I was so sleepy. They were having a
Mhm.
party just below the room where I am checked in back in 2008 or 9 in Europe,
Mhm.
you know.
So,
So that
so
was
can you imagine
yeah,
you're trying to sleep and they're actually partying upstairs
I
and
know.
yeah, the rockstar ways.
You know, Arnel, I'm just really curious because you've been with Journey since 2007. And
so
like you
fast.
said, the first couple of years weren't really, smooth sailing. They weren't easy. You would mess up from time to time. But, the band stuck
Yeah.
by you and they stood by you and they were like, no, we believe in you and we believe in what you can do. Were there any points in your journey with Journey that you felt like, okay, maybe I should step back, or maybe my time with the band has come to a close. Like, did you ever have any moments? Because it's been an incredible 13 years.
Uh,
So,
it's not actually well, it's not actually a moment. It was actually like this. It was like I you know thing I told you me, as being Arnel, I'm always pragmatic. I'm realistic. I'm very practical. Like if I always I keep telling myself that if they don't want me anymore, they can just tell me. But I'm not telling that to him. That my thought
Mm.
about it, or my take about it, more with my faith. I just tell myself, well, I'll take it year by year. It's like it's like a day deal. Like, okay, after this tour, if they don't want me anymore, they can tell me. So I've always uh, accepted that fact.
Mhm.
mm.
At
Ang
least
galing eh.
that's me. That's me talking to myself. Like, okay, if they don't need me now, they can tell me. But then year after year, they would
Mhm.
come to me and they go, "How would you like to tour again next year?" So it's like, "Oh, sure." So it
Oh,
just it's been always year after year with us. It's been always like a gentleman's agreement, because a lot of people they've been asking me year after year. So how long is your contract with the band? There's no contract. It's
Mhm.
a gentleman's agreement. Every year they would ask me, "How would you like to tour again with the band?" Like, "Oh, how would you like to do another album with the band?" "Oh, sure." So that's all I tell them.
Mhm.
Oh my
See,
God, why would I decline, right?
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, and the great
And
part
then
there, Arnell,
they
is
ask
that
me,
the way you manage expectations. You know what I mean? It's like more of
yeah,
okay,
I have I
well,
have I have no expectation at all, like high expectations. It's always mild with me. Like, okay, if this happens, I'll take it. If this what happens, I'll take it too. I no bad bread for me.
Mm. I think that's why
galing,
you're
galing.
also so humble, and why you stay so
Yeah,
grounded, Arnel, because you really just love what you do. And for you, it's like, hey, if
yeah,
they want me on tour again, that's great. If not, I understand. I mean, I just love that
yeah,
mentality as well, because that's such
yeah, yeah.
a
Because
go with the flow kind of mentality as well. No.
No, because I've learned that a long time ago. When I started to be a professional singer back in 1985, at audition with this band called EHOS, which I became really close until now. Some of the members. Um, I've we went through a lot of disappointments, desperations,
Mhm.
mild success, and then go down again. So it was like it was I we got so trained. I mean,
Mhm.
with those kind of situations that now I'm just used to it. So
Mhm.
if I succeed, thank you. If I don't succeed, move on. Rest for a while, think about what's your next
Mhm.
step, and then if I figure out what to do next, and then I just go forward. That's my motto. I mean,
Mhm.
I guess I didn't know unconsciously. The song of Journey's "Don't Stop Believing" applied to
Yeah.
me. I'm just a small town boy living in a lonely world. I took the midnight train, to go anywhere. like that.
Galing. Ang
What's
galing.
his
I'm
story?
just
It's
like that.
so
And
sweet.
I didn't even like that song at first. And then when I realized the lyrics of the song, no, really, because when that album came out, I remember in 1983, I think, or 82. It was I was with some friends, on my short and slippers, and we were playing this local was that a pool game.
Mm.
Remember those flat
Oh yeah,
flat
picha,
wood
picha.
round
Yeah,
flat
yeah,
wood that we
yeah.
you do back in the 80s. It is a pool.
Mm.
And then the only one I really liked with the album was Open Arms.
Mm.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry. I'm so amazed at how far Arnel,
Yeah,
you've come in terms of your music as well as,
yeah,
emotionally and psychologically throughout this whole thing because it's not easy. People
mm.
think, oh wow, he's living the dream. You are, yes. But there's so many other
yeah.
factors that come into play as well. You were new
I
to the international music scene. You were touring with a band that was already so established that had a
yeah,
very well loved lead singer. So it's not an
yeah.
easy thing to do, and yet
Not
you did it do it with such grace. I want to
not
commend
an
you.
easy task. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, but
Yeah.
but I guess at the same time, I mean, I really approach it, the way what's been happening to me. It's like I take it like a day at a time. Okay, I did good tonight, but I don't know tomorrow. So I gotta sleep. I gotta, I have to watch my diet. So
Mm.
I'm not sluggish. And when I do the show next tomorrow, like that. So
I mean,
I
you're
was
so high energy. Every time we do the show, we see you do the show. You run around the arena. You
and
run farther
you
than
can
Axl Rose.
I know, and you can also say that I the fame the fame and its fruit I did not let it corrupt me.
Mm.
It's just a job, and then I'm so grateful and happy with the job because I I always knew, I realized that at the end of the tour, there's a great life that I could give, an additional great life that I could give to my family. That's all I look forward to every time. So it's like it's one of my biggest incentive when I do the tour,
Mm.
and especially the nights that I get sad and I'm not with them and I miss them, and it's just that.
Now, Arnel, you were mentioning about the tour, the incentive. So of course you're gonna get that fat check from Journey.
Right.
What was the first thing that binili mo with it? Or what was it that you treated your family to, or you rewarded
Oh
yourself?
my God. I think at the end, I think we bought a house first.
Mhm.
Oh.
We bought a house, the first like real house that but it wasn't like it wasn't carefully planned. But it was like at least a really decent house
Mhm.
somewhere in Quezon City. I think so me and my wife is like very happy, like for the first time, after, because we've been together like since 2003, and then after 5 years, so we get to buy a house that I promised her, because I remember before Journey found me, I was like, because I lived in a scout area,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
even though, so the house there are all big, and like it's old, it's like an old town, um uh so I live in a very small space there
Mhm.
in Scout area, and then every dinner, like because we eat early at 6 o'clock, I would ask her to walk around with me, and then we would see these big houses, and I told her that, I always tell her that, Han, someday, I'm gonna buy you one like this, and then get you a farm, because it's like it's just a fun promise, not,
Mhm.
I don't know, somehow, like, I'm just I just intend to halfly fulfill it if I get lucky, but I don't know. But then suddenly after 5 years I got lucky. Well, there you go. So
Di
first
ba?
ones, but then yeah, yeah.
It's such a fairy tale, you know. It's such a great
Yeah, yeah.
love story of I'll get you that house. We'll get it one day. Then it happens.
It's
Someday,
so
yeah, someday,
inspiring.
yeah,
It's so inspiring, Arnel, because
Mm.
yeah.
as cheesy as it is, you never stopped believing. Growing up,
I
it's
know, and
something and
knowing every day before Journey found me, I would buy lotto tickets. It's like three
oh my
times a week.
gosh.
Uh,
Lotto
Wow.
tickets every day because I really wanted to buy that house for her. But then so instead I was the lotto ticket that pulled out
Yeah,
that
your
got
voice
pulled
was
out yeah, on that little circular thing, and
galing,
here
galing.
here we go. Yeah.
You know, for those that are watching us, we're on Facebook Live. We are with Arnel Pineda. He's joining us from his home. You know, he has been here since the start of quarantine. He's sharing us the different stories of all his journey so far. Now, Arnel, with you being part of the local band scene for many, many years, what are the things, tingin mo, that people are sort of like, they should check out in the local band scene? And what do they think people should do to support? What do they think they lack?
I think the original bands, it's I believe in them, and then I think no, uh, I want to applaud, and give kudos to Razorheads, River
Mm,
Maya, After Image, Parokya ni Edgar, and then the Sandwich, and these original bands, and then Bamboo eventually, and then Rico Blanco and Ellie Bendio going solo. I really really applaud them for how they have changed our music scene here in the Philippines, and
mm,
so I think um, as we as fellow men of these local bands, we have to support them more.
mm.
Kasi I think we have to do more original than keep on covering. And even though I am proud to say that I was in a cover band, and I'm still doing cover songs until now. Like for so it's been 35 years. And I'm proud to say that also that that it fed my family. I was able to take care of my father, my brothers, and my sons, because of what I do. But I would also like to urge our fellow men to support
Mm,
more the original bands, the up and
Mm,
coming,
mhm,
and I think because it's very important. It's becoming our part of our culture, and it's becoming our tradition. I mean,
mhm,
look, whenever uh, a Razorhead would say, we want to do a show. Look, I mean, it's an arena, and they fill it up. So
mhm.
yeah.
I'm just very proud because before you will not hear it that way, right? I mean, back in the
Sure, sure.
80s, I think even though Sampaguita, Maria Cafra, or like, and then Mike Hanopol back then, or Rico Puno, was like very very popular back in the 80s and the 70s. The biggest they would, I think, made was the biggest, the Cultural Center of the Philippines, right? Or the
Hmm.
Folk
Mhm.
Arts Theater, right? And
PCP,
then
yeah.
but mostly they would do like a basketball court, right? Like
Mhm,
I mean, so I'm I'm really really happy and excited with how things are going music wise with with our local bands, and I think, and I hope that more would happen, and more should happen, because
Mm.
they deserve it. We deserve it because we work hard for it, and we put our hearts and passion on it, and we just love it, even though we are, a lot of people would say that we are so influenced by Western music. It doesn't matter, but as soon as it's originally written by our fellow men, the bands are like Razorhead, they would say masyado siyang na-influence ng Beatles, with his
mhm,
music, but then he he made it his own. He was able to twist it, and then put put an arrangement there so that
Mhm.
it would sound like Ellie Buendia, not Beatles. So
True,
that's
true. So it starts with supporting their music. For those that are tuning in, we have Arnel Pineda. He's just sharing with us. Now,
yeah.
holiday season, Arnel. We know you have a Christmas song. You will be here during the Christmas season. What is that we're going to look forward to from you this holiday season?
Well, I'm just trying to release a single, a single Christmas song. The one I finished recording in 2015. I wrote it in 2014, and I managed to finish recording it in 2015 and released it in 2016. And then I thought it's appropriate right now to re-release it and redo it, and then put a twist on it by collaborating with my daughter Thea.
Mhm.
So I put her at the end of at the end of this the end of the song. So it's I the message of the song is very timely. Because it's about us, being able to to be a part of the positivity and the help, like
Mhm.
to be this mini Santa for everybody, to all our loved ones, to the
Mhm.
people, to the strangers that we meet every day, if they need help, little help. It doesn't have to be big. At least we get to reach out to everybody,
Mhm.
and tell them about hope not dying, and keep it alive, and set them free by telling them that it's their choice to be happy or not, and then so things like that. That's
Mhm.
that's my Christmas song. That's the message is all about.
It is so
Wow.
timely, and
And
it is.
having your
And
family
you know,
there. Right.
the Filipinos really love their Christmas. I mean,
Mhm.
as soon as the bear
Yeah,
months, we're already counting down the days, right? So for you to be
yeah.
able to re-release something that is so needed right now, Arnel, I think
Mhm.
is really great. And for all the
Thank
monsters that
you.
are tuned in on air, that's what you're hearing in the background. It is Arnel Pineda's re-release of This Christmas featuring his daughter, and I just think it's so beautiful. Like it's giving me all the good vibes that I need, and I know everyone needs right now. So Arnel, thank you. I mean, it's
No,
so
thank
nice
you
to
so
hear
much.
about how purposeful you are with your music and how purposeful you are in releasing music that you feel like is so timely and is needed. It just goes to show that you truly are such a nice human being. Like you're successful, you're famous, but you're still so nice and grounded. Thank you. I mean,
Then
that's
my
really so
family,
wonderful.
especially my kids, keeps me grounded. They treat me like a garbage here. So it's more of a yeah, it's more of a, how do you say that? It's more of a brainwash here. So,
Mhm.
you're not famous. They tell me, I think, and they tell me that you're not famous. You're not from Journey. You you're just daddy to us.
Oh, I
So
love
that
that
that's what
hugot at
keeps
the
me
end.
grounded. Yeah,
I love the hugot at the end. They treat me like garbage here at home.
Right, right.
yeah.
Arnel, just I got a couple of questions. You traveled so much along, all over the world. Ano yung pinakamagandang place na napuntahan mo that you can never
Marami.
forget?
Yeah.
Marami. It's
That
it's
one place.
one place in Europe, Paris, and there's something there's a place also that I cannot forget. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere in England. I thought you're. I mean, I'm inside the Harry Potter's no, um, movie settings. It's
Oh,
amazing. My God, the
I'll,
houses, and then the hotel is like
yeah.
small rooms, and then I went out, and it was like everything was like back in 1400 or something, or 1500.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like, oh my God. It's like, how did they keep this? It's like, I mean, unlike with us, it was just sad. It was just sad to know that, the places that we have like that was all destroyed back in 1945, when the
Mm,
war ended.
mm,
Yeah.
Too bad, really. Remember, it was all situated in Manila City, and
mm,
we had a place like that, and it got destroyed.
mm,
And I even know the story how it got destroyed. It would have been avoided, but because
mm.
of because of pride, it got destroyed, and it's just foolish. every time I think about it.
You know, Arnel, when people ask about the Philippines, when you're traveling all over the world, and they
Yeah.
ask, okay, Arnel, can you tell us about the Philippines? What's that one thing that you tell people about our
Yeah.
country?
It's the beaches. It's how beautiful our beaches are, and then the food we have here, the kind of food we have here. It's all delicious, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I read in some YouTube blogging that it's too salty for them, you know. But I still promote our food, our Filipino food. It's amazing. And then
Yeah.
I think we just need to, to present it in a better way, because sometimes it's like it looks like, oh, what's that, like it looks like yung parang sometimes, diba, parang hinalukay ng ano yung parang pagkain ng baboy, something like that, diba,
Yeah.
yung the food natin. But then if you taste
So
it, right, it
yeah,
tastes like
sisig,
heaven.
That's
Oh
right.
my
sisig.
God. But so, it's a matter of presentation, but we just have to improve that part, and it's happening already. We all have like these this famous Filipino chef now, was cooking our native food, and then
Mm.
putting a twist on it, so it tastes the same, but it's being presented in a more classy way, so like in a more
Nice.
international way. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
happy. So I'm really proud. And then our beaches, oh my God, it can compete to a lot of internationally renowned islands
Mm.
wherever they are.
Now, Arnel, for 2021, what's that something that everybody's gonna look forward to with you? Is Journey recording a new album?
Well,
Are you guys back
first
in the
first
studio?
first the most effective vaccine that we can have, so we can all move on with our lives. And then yes, we are ongoing with the Journey album. I'm also ongoing with my solo album, and hopefully we could tour the later the end part of 2021, maybe November, December. It depends if if the vaccine that we can get next year proven to be really effective and doesn't have an adverse bad effect. Yeah, life should go on, and we should all, like, oh my God, I cannot imagine how hard everybody's going to party after this
Yeah.
pandemic.
True.
I think it
True.
will be there'll be a world party, a virtual world party. It's like a new year of some of sort of, right?
Yeah.
One time, big time, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
gonna
I
be a
know. I
treat.
mean, it's maybe like a thank you world party, for for getting through, and then us. It's also a tribute to all the frontliners who fought it, and then to the fallen ones, who didn't make it because that's how pandemic it was. But and to those to us who survived it, we should all party
Yeah.
together.
Hey, that's what it is. That's what
Safe,
it is.
of
Yeah.
course. But Arnel, we wish we could have you
All right.
for longer. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for
Thank
spending
you.
time with us. I
No,
mean, this
thank
was
you.
such
Thank you so
a
much.
fun episode. I loved hearing your
It's been
story
fun.
and just how kind you are. You're such a
Thank
kind
you.
human being. Like, we need more Arnel Pinedas. We
I
need
am
more
no, I'm
people.
trying. I'm trying. I'm just trying. You know what? I'm not perfect. I have my moods too. I have my attitude too. But I'm trying every day to be.
Mm.
I try to be always conscious about it, so I could change it. So I guess that's the other people should do to yung sa ating mga kababayan dyan. They
Mm.
should always be conscious about yung mga masama na nagagawa natin, or yung imperfections natin. So we can just improve it every day.
Mm.
So
Mm,
that's how I do it. Just improve myself every day, and maybe share it to people, and then they will maybe make them realize that if he could do it, I could do it too. I could change.
Mm.
So it's about conditioning yourself, to change, for
Change
good.
within. Change
Yeah,
within.
for
All right.
for the
Well,
better. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Arnel. I have one more question, Karla, before we let Arnel go. Love advice
Oh my
sa mga
gosh.
taong may foolish
Love advice.
heart.
Ah,
Well, you know what? Nothing is certain in this world. You know, as much as life and love or whatever it is that you want to consider or reconsider in this world. I guess first you have to know how to love yourself first, really, and how to
mm,
how to, because in that case you will know how to love others.
mm.
Because what makes you happy, I mean, you will be conscious of how you're gonna make other person happy, you know. So, and then if that person that you're giving your love to is, very appreciative and very thankful of what you do, and maybe he or she will give it back, and you're happy, you're both happy together for, I don't know, the longest time, because both of you will decide, how how long you want to be with this person, if it's for good, or if it's just temporary, or if it's just a one-time hit.
Mm.
Wow.
Noted. I feel attacked.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I'm fine. I'm good, Arnel.
Galing, galing, galing.
Eyes
Well,
out here in the
well,
background.
Arnel, thank you. Thank you very much for hanging out with us and for spending
Thank
time
you,
with
thank
us.
you.
Thank you very much for being part of this awesome interview. We've learned so much about you, the journey of Arnel, the family that you have a single out with your daughter.
Yeah,
Congratulations for everybody request for
thank
it here
you,
on the Mons.
thank you so much. I hope, and thank you for your support. It's an honor, really. It's a privilege. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arnel.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, give it up for
Bye.
Arnel Pineda.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Yes.
Oh
Wow,
my gosh, how can he be real? How can a
right?
man who is so successful be that kind? I just can't, Rico. Wow.
And the thing that I've learned from him, Sobra, that it's all about managing your expectations.
Yeah.
It's about, okay, I'm here. I don't know how long this is, but I'm gonna live it. I'm
Yep.
gonna ride with it. I'm gonna rock and roll with it. And
Yep.
that's what a true journey should be. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
That's
And
true.
and dami ka natutunan. So don't forget to share this for all the journey fans out there, new and old. Do share it. And then dreams are not impossible. It is possible as long as you keep on believing, Karla.
Yep. Don't stop believing, monsters. Oh
That's
yeah,
what
we
it's
have
all about.
Facebook live on YouTube and Twitch as well. We're going to be saying goodbye over here, but on air we are going to continue with the Riot Wednesday hits. So keep it locked in for your greets and requests at RX931. But for Facebook Live, he's Rico Robles live.
Here's Karla Aguas. More Riot music continues only here on the Monster.